Isn't it too far? It'd be better to come more closer.
This room it will be full after lunch actually, so there must be lovely.
So most of them will come after lunch.
Yeah, we're actually expecting 10 to come this morning, but I don't know what happened actually. So usually we come during the sessions.
So fellow IBMers, new IBMers, very warm good morning to all of you. Say good morning. Hey, one energetic good morning. Good morning. That's wonderful. I want all of you to stand up for a minute. Yeah. Take 3 deep breaths. Breathe out. Again. Breathe out. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. And look at the person very close to you, next to you, and say, look at their face and say, you are amazing.
You're amazing.
Again, you are amazing.
You're amazing.
You are amazing.
You're amazing.
Okay, that's good. Please be seated. So how many of you are joined IBM recently?
How recently is recent?
How recently? Yeah.
5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks, okay. And you?
I was working as a contractor for the last year, and now I'm full-time IBM.
Ah, okay, so you are
Converting.
converting, okay. You are already here for
I joined in January.
January,
Yeah.
okay, okay, that's good. So let us introduce one by one. So when you introduce, you say your name, your function, for which department or function you are working, and your hobbies, so we will know each other better. You can start from you.
Okay, my name is Sayed Zuhaib. I joined GTS in November 2010. It's been about a year and a half. And I'm working primarily in technical pre-sales and some project management. And hobbies, swimming, indoor climbing, and I guess sports in general. I love reading.
Okay, that's great. Fantastic. And
Did you say GPS?
GTS.
GTS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Norman Pittman. I joined in the middle of January. I was previously with CSC. I moved from the UK to here. And I'm the founder member of the Africa Pursuit team. So my job is to go and find large outsourcing deals in Africa.
What deals?
Large outsourcing deals.
Ah, okay.
So SO, strategic
Outsourcing deal, okay.
And I'm based here because the communications here are just as good as anywhere else. My hobbies are anything that's based in the water, so swimming, sailing, water skiing, wakeboarding, which is why I now live in Dubai Marina.
Oh, okay. That's good. And from you?
Good morning, my name is John Marchin. As I said, I joined in early January. I'm a program manager with the GTS division. I'm working on the Cleveland Clinic project in Abu Dhabi.
Ah, okay.
So I basically came in on day one, had a day here, and then I've been up in Abu Dhabi ever since the first day really back at Dubai. In terms of my own time hobbies, activities, I'm a big football fan, play a lot of football as well, or used to at least. Do other exercise as well, like kettlebells and so on. However, I had a baby girl last week, my first child, so...
Oh, congratulations.
I've been doing many hobbies for a while.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So where were you before?
Previously, I've been in Dubai for nearly 5 years now. Last job I was working with TDIC in Abu Dhabi, who are a bit like Mubadala. They're a semi-government entity that do a lot of construction development projects on Sadia Island in particular in Abu Dhabi, more for the tourism sector rather than hospitals now, which is obviously the Mubadala project
Okay.
I'm working on. Say again? Why not like that? TDIC?
and I kind of joined this because we're doing a software group program, and I wanted to know what was covered in this program before, so I didn't replicate anything. And I don't really have any hobbies anymore.
Oh,
You give up?
Yeah, I gave up.
then it is time to start.
Yeah. My name is Azza Hassan. I am the Learning Delivery Support lecturer working in IST Integrated Services Team. I'm the only person who is really giving you opinion here in IBM regarding all your program and curriculums that you really want to apply for. I'm living here in Dubai since 10 years ago, so I'm more familiar with everything in IBM working now. And my hobby is swimming, and I also have a daughter, so there's lots of fun coming.
Okay, thank you, Azza. So now we know what is the secret of your fitness.
The fin.
Okay,
And
good.
you, Jose?
Yes, me. That's me. So I work for the function called real estate and site operations, and my hobbies are tennis, badminton, swimming, snorkeling, spear gun fishing, and public speaking. Okay, that's fantastic. Well, now I would like to show you what is today's program. This is what up to 1 o'clock. We'll be going through all these items. This is the part of succeeding at IBM. But basically succeeding at IBM is a 2 years program for the new employees, newcomers, to completely understand and learning everything about IBM and how you can grow, etc. Today is just a beginning, but later you will be enrolled into the 2 years program automatically by IBM, and you will be having some training session over the phone and etc. in the coming months and years. Okay. So first of all, welcome to IBM and welcome to the Succeeding at IBM program. I'm honored that you are here today. Basically, we learn from each other during the whole session of today. I'm sure that a great deal of experience is sitting here now. So it is very important that we need to interact each other and learn better, and we are learning from each other. So sometimes you need to share your experience with all of us. So help and work with each other so we can all learn from each other. So have you checked the new people that your blue pages, it's already set up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with all your phone numbers, mobile, email, function, everything. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's already done. So first, we need to start with our chairman, Sam Pamisano. So he has a speech for newcomers, which I would like to
company at your place of work. Whether you're coming from school, from another company, or through an acquisition or outsourcing arrangement, I think you'll find IBM is a company like no other. Some companies manage by rules, some by hierarchies, but we manage by values. Three of them to be exact. Innovation that matters for our company in the world, dedication to every client's success, trust values are the way we decide. These values are the way we act. People join IBM to be part of a team where innovation is ruled, where new ideas count, where superior performance is expected and solicited. People come to IBM to do interesting work, to grow, to advance, to make a difference in the world. After all, IBM is a company that believes that the greatest capability IBMers have is their ability to think. Because when we do, we innovate in ways that are elegant, meaningful, and profound. For IBMers, innovation means more than invention. It's the application of advanced technology to create value, stimulate growth, and to make a real difference in our society. Today, we at IBM are very excited about the entirety of new levels of intelligence that can be infused into our planet's systems, processes, and infrastructure. As systems become smarter, we have a chance to open up meaningful new possibilities for progress, which means greater opportunities for you to push new boundaries, explore new frontiers, and transform the way the world works. We're taking advantage of these shifts through our Smarter Planet strategy, the most profound and expansive ones we've had as a company in my 35-year career at IBM. IBM's Smarter Planet strategy offers a new type of leadership to address the complex challenges our world is facing. It enables new collaboration across industries, geographies, and disciplines, and it offers a new model and new tools to rethink our systems and the way things are done. As IBMers, we welcome and embrace this opportunity to drive change. After all, our predecessors have been setting the business agenda and charting new paths in technology for nearly 100 years. This deep commitment to progress has characterized our company since its inception, and it continues to live on in all that we are doing to build a smarter planet. As our newest colleagues, I'll be looking to you to help execute the strategy, which is grounded in a deep understanding of the global economy, the technologies that connect it, and the industries that contribute to it. You're now part of a team of almost 400,000 talented IBMers from more than 170 countries around the world. You were selected out of thousands to be here, and I know you have much to contribute to our company, to its evolution, and to its legacy. You are our future, and we are yours. Welcome to IBM.
Okay, that's a message from our chairman, Sam Hamisano. He was the Chief Executive Officer till December 31st, 2011. And now it is Jenny Rometti is our new CEO, but he is continuing as still the chair. Okay, now, do you know anybody here?
Just Sam.
Okay. Okay, Sam, you know. And this is our HR leader for Middle East and Africa. So these are all different people from different countries. So what we are going to show here is that we are a big group of experts, 27,000 employees worldwide. It's a large organization, probably, I don't know, maybe the largest in the IT industry. I don't know how many employees Microsoft have. Anybody have any idea?
Nowhere near 400,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, so many personalities and many levels of expertise that you can tap into and contribute to as well. So today we will be covering a little bit about IBM's products and services. What is expected of you as an IBM employee? What are the IBM values and why do they matter to all of us? Who can help you? How do you work effectively with a global environment? Okay, here the ways you can connect. So in IBM have a lot of communities in the IBM connections. Through the connections you can have your own interested groups of community. If you have any doubts about any issues worldwide, you can put into it. Experts from the community can answer you, and also some questions comes, you can also answer if you are expert in that. So this is Sterling acquisition welcome page. So is there any employee here who are part of the acquisition and joined to IBM? No. Okay. Yes, this is what I said earlier. It's a 2-year program designed to provide all new employees with the resource they need to develop into fully realized IBMers. Discover IBM. So that is a customized learning plan that is part of the Succeeding at IBM program, and you will be learning about how to grow your career, share and connect, and find support. If you have your laptop with you, you can go to the Succeeding at IBM page. Yeah, there are a lot of information which you can go into and join. Go to the W3. So you will be able to see this page. Did anybody get this? You can here Succeeding at IBM. Go to the page type here, Succeeding at IBM. Yeah. Content looks same. How about you? Have you able to get it?
I'm still starting up.
Okay. Ah, you got it, yeah. Ah, you are just starting the machine. Okay, fine. So in this page, it gives a lot of information for any new employees. Discover IBM, share and connect, grow my career. So this will explain to you in details how can you grow your career in IBM and find support, from where all you can get support to know and learn more and more new things. So it's better if you can save this page or bookmark this page So it will be always useful. Whenever you get time on weekends, go through it. It gives a lot of new ideas how to succeed in IBM. Did you bookmark it? Okay, another very helpful page for new employees is New to Blue community. If you type again in the sheet New to Blue, maybe you will be able to get it. New to Blue community. Here, New to Blue succeeding IBM. Are you able to get this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these two pages are recommended by IBM for all the new employees to go through and join in the community and get into discussion forums, blogs, events and all this. It's very informative pages. Now, being a new IBMer, can somebody say, what hopes or expectations do you have as a new IBMer? When you joined IBM, probably what expectations was in your mind in the beginning, in the starting few days? Do you have something came up during the initial stages?
Sorry, do you mean what were we anticipating of the job
Yes.
that we were going to do?
Yeah, of the job or about IBM?
Well, my expectation was that I was joining the largest organisation in the world and I would come across unparalleled capability, reach and support in trying to do the job that I've taken on.
Okay, so a lot of expectations by different people during their joining time with IBM. Okay, now there are a few points I would like to brief to you. through the Succeeding at IBM page, the web page which we have seen earlier. You know, there are certain links. Discover IBM, that includes customized learning plans comprised of formal and informal development activities which will help all of you. Share and Connect, that provides resources and activities that enable new employees to actively engage with each other as well as with experienced IBMers. Grow My Career, that's the third one on the left. That offers resources and experiences that lead new employees to quickly leverage the IBM Career Smart framework. Find Support, that provides easy access to people, websites, frequently asked questions and other sources of help for employees in their initial years at IBM. On the right navigation, you can see urgent notices. That's here. It's a good time to point out the information here and some required learning you can receive, enroll instructions on this. What's new, what's now? That's here. That constantly updated with anything recent. You need to check back often. And first time visitors, probably some of you. This section takes you through how to navigate this site. And this one, the New to Blue community, that's a globally offered community open to anyone really, but intended for any new employee. Where you can share experiences, post questions, and interact with fellow colleagues. So this is part of the Succeeding at IBM program. Look to identify the ones that will be answered as part of this particular orientation, and then encourage people to take some of your questions to your manager and HR partner. If you have any questions, any more questions or doubt about the Succeeding at IBM, you can check with your manager and also the HR partner. So they are intended to guide you further. Now, what are you expecting from this orientation session? Probably you have come here with some expectations. So what would be that? Do you have some expectation when you come for this class?
Project I'm working on at the moment, I mean, it's obviously a big project, a lot of healthcare expertise which we don't really have in this region, so I'm hoping to be able to make contacts elsewhere within IBM.
Okay.
Community that can
So that is because you are part of the Cleveland Clinic project, so you are trying to be in touch with some of the healthcare.
Yeah, to leverage expertise from other parts of IBM, that we don't have in this region especially.
Okay. So probably in this connections you can look into that. You will definitely find somebody, maybe not from Dubai, but in the IBM connections, definitely there are some healthcare expertise.
Well, I can put you in touch with somebody in healthcare consultant practice in the UK. He's an old colleague of mine from long ago. If you'll give him a
Yeah, well, thank you.
Okay, so remember, we are working to help get you make a strong start in getting involved in your team. So as we proceed today, consider this and look for ways to get your own questions answered. So So we are glad that you are part of IBM community, bringing your own skills and capabilities to bear. We can change the way the world really works, our chairman said. We can change the way the world literally works. That's Sam Pamisano's words. So in IBM, we work by result. This reminds me a story. Once a priest died and went to the pearly gates. So he was in a big queue. In front of the pearly gates, St. Peter was standing there, and in the queue, ahead of the priest was a black, tall American guy with black jacket and sunglasses and all this. So St. Peter asked him, "May I know your name, please, so that I can check my register and let you in?" So he said, "My name is Joe Kuhan, taxi driver from New York City." So St. Peter immediately checked his register and said, "Oh yes, your name is here. Please take this golden silken robe and golden staff and enter into the kingdom of heaven." And he did. Next come the priest. So St. Peter asked the same question to the priest. He said, "My name is Thomas Emmanuel, priest from the Calvary Church for the past 43 years. And St. Peter looked at his register and said, "Oh yes, priest, your name is here. Please take this wooden staff and cotton robe and enter into the kingdom of heaven." The priest was a bit unhappy. He said, "Wait a minute. The guy who went ahead of me was just a taxi driver. And you gave him golden staff and silken robe, and me a priest." So St. Peter said, "Up here, we work by result. When you were preaching, people were sleeping. But when he was driving, people were praying." So in IBM also, we work by results. Every quarter, you have a quota and you work according to that. Now let's move to IBM values. Can everybody see this?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah? Okay. In July 2003, the 320,000 employees of IBM re-examined their relationship with the company and with each other. In a 72-hour online discussion that took place on IBM's global intranet, they shaped and committed to 3 values that will guide everything IBMers do. IBM has reinvented itself many times, but our core IBM's DNA, its soul, remained intact in the past 100 years. That's because of something that was part of this company since its inception. IBMers are defined by what they value. Now, The first value, there are three values. The first value of IBM, dedicated to every client's success. So when you hear this, what's coming in your mind? Dedicated to every client's success. Is something popping up in your mind? What does it mean? Dedicated to every client's success.
Well, from my point of view, thinking like the client.
Thinking like the client.
So, yeah,
Okay.
trying to understand
Okay.
exactly what the client's business needs are, aims, ambitions, aspirations.
So understanding client's needs. So think like the client. Yeah, that's a good point. Do you have anybody else have any point coming up when we say dedicated to every client's success? You have something coming up? Okay.
Well, I mean, there's the other part. There's the kind of internal part facing outwards, which is taking the time and the trouble to understand the full range of what IBM can offer, so that having understood the client's needs, you can bring the best of IBM to meet them.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's a great point. It's a good thinking. See, we must have heard about customer is the king. Somewhere we must have read about it. The IBM tradition of superior customer service is legendary. Install, manage, maintain business machines, clocks, punch card, tabulators, typewriters. These were all in the olden times which IBM was dealing and doing business. Company made heroes out of employees who went to that extra mile in the customer service. See, the difference between ordinary service and extraordinary service is that little bit extra. That makes a big difference. Response to customer emergency. For example, during the 9/11, in New York, IBM had so many clients on those buildings which have collapsed, and IBM was working 24 hours with thousands of engineers to support IBM's clients during day and night. So this was one of the highly appreciated customer service which IBM did during that period. So we can call it like legendary customer service. Partnering our clients to deliver business values. So IBM always do that. Client success. Defined, practices and honed daily. Practices and honed daily can set IBM apart from all other companies. So IBM's legendary customer service have so many great examples. During the tsunami period in the Asian continent, IBM's service has been throughout thousands of engineers in Malaysia and India and Sri Lanka and those parts supporting the clients and customers was recorded in history. I remember in 1990 when I was working with IBM's business partner in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia at that time there was no IBM. It was the business partner conducting the business. Now we started IBM directly in Saudi Arabia in 2008. So now we have an office in Riyadh. So I'm talking about 1990 at that time. One of the IBM engineer went to its client's office for a call, to attend a call. So he has been doing the AS400 service at that time. So at that time, he met the secretary of his client office, in the client's office, the client's secretary. His typewriter was not working. So he placed a complaint the previous day, but due to all the customer service engineers who handles the typewriters at that time was quite loaded, so the engineers did not come within 24 hours to fix it. So this engineer who came to serve the AS400, he went back to his office and brought his secretary's typewriter, all the way brought and given to the client's department secretary to start doing his service until his typewriter got fixed. So that was highly appreciated by the client himself. So this is another example of the legendary customer service. Now, let me take you to the next IBM value, innovation that matters for our company and for the world. So when we talk about, or when you hear about innovation that matters for our company and for the world, what thoughts are coming into your mind? Is it striking somewhere when you hear this one? Innovation that matters. Something is coming in. What could be behind this?
It's referring to the Smarter sort of Cities initiative, the Smarter World initiative.
Smarter cities, yeah? Smarter
Smarter
cities.
technologies full stop in terms of
Smarter planet, smarter cities. Okay, what else?
Cloud computing. The
Cloud computing. Cloud computing, yes.
Watson.
Watson. Watson. So there are a lot of things coming up when you hear about innovation that matters for our company and for the world. See, IBMers are forward thinkers. So we believe in progress. Believe that the application of intelligence, reason, and science can improve business, society, and human condition. That's what IBM believe in. So every IBMer has to be an innovator. And every IBMer is an innovator. The very you are an innovator. Knowingly or unknowingly, you are an innovator and you are contributing to IBM's success. One day all the employees reached the office and they saw a big notice on the door on which was written, "The person preventing your growth, preventing your innovative ideas has dead." So this became a big surprise to the employees. You know, they thought, who is that person? Who is that person who is preventing my growth in the company? Who is preventing my ideas? So some of the employees thought, maybe it's my manager. Maybe it's my team leader. So everybody go in a queue to the big boardroom to see who is that. So there kept a coffin. Everyone, one by one, went in a line and looked into that coffin. Got a shock of his life. So when they went in, they basically saw themselves on the mirror. So they saw their own picture on the mirror. So they realized, who is preventing their growth? It's they themselves. If they are not innovative, if they are not forward thinking, so they themselves are their enemies. So in every IBMer, there is an innovative thinker and you are the one to stop you. So otherwise there is no limit. So IBMers strive to be first in technology, in business, in responsible policy. We are part of many inventions. In IBM, if you look into the history of IBM, from single cell DRAM chip, magnetic disk drive, RISC technology, the Fortran language, the rational database, the airline reservation system, helped put man in the moon, a rover on the Mars. IBM has won Nobel Prizes. IBM got more US patents than any other company in the world. So innovation at IBM is about making the world work better for our colleagues, our clients, and for our neighbors. The unique contribution of IBM to the world is, it's the belief in the possibility of making a better world through IT. So IBM believed always that they can make a better world through IT. Long back, a person who sacrificed his sleep, forgot his family, forgot his food, forgot his laughter. They were called saints, isn't it? But now they are called IT professionals. Now, let me take you through the third IBM value. Trust and responsibility in all relationships. So this is the third IBM value. So when you hear about a trust and responsibility in all relationships, is something coming in your mind? Something important?
Honesty, integrity, openness, doing what you say you're going to do.
Yes.
All those good things.
Honesty, integrity,
Openness,
openness,
and doing what you say you're going to do.
transparency, okay. Okay, so these are all trust and responsibility in all relationships, whether the
So
relationship with
meeting commitments is probably the most important. That's not there.
top of it.
Meeting your commitment.
meeting your commitment, okay. Yeah. Meeting your commitments with your client and customer and partner, all this. Okay, so trust and personal responsibility in all relationships. See, in IBM, trust is the key to our business. IBM is actively build relationships with clients, partners, communities, investors, and fellow IBMers. IBMers build trust by listening, following through, and keeping their word. If IBM promises something, IBM deliver it. So IBMers preserve trust even when former relationships end. Even the former relationships end, still the trust remains there. Honesty and ethical behavior, yes, what you said. The honesty and ethical behavior characterized IBM since its birth. One of the IBMer, he shared his experience. Shortly after joining IBM 18 years ago, this is an IBMer called Larry E. Jordan. So he said this, after joining IBM 18 years ago, he was asked to serve on a jury. It was a child abuse case. The judge and the trial lawyers have many prospective jurors from which to choose. When he approached the bench and answered their questions, he was surprised with the judge said. The judge in that court, he said, "You guys can pick whoever else you want, but I want the IBMer on that jury." This is the word of a judge in a court in US. So this IBMer, Larry E. Jordan, his name, he said, "I have never felt so much pride." His statement said it all: integrity, excellence, and quality. So he shared this with IBM. So of all the challenges raised by globalization, perhaps the most fundamental thing is trust. So trust is so important, and within IBM, it gives so much value to this word trust. So, in short, about IBM values. So you have noted down these 3 IBM values, right? What are the IBM values?
Dedicated to client success,
Yes,
innovation,
innovation, that matters.
and trust and responsibility.
Trust and responsibility. It is, everybody can remember this. So IBM is a 100-year-old company. So over time, whether you are an individual or a global corporation, it's what you are at core that defines your identity and the impact of your life and work. I could say that if you get out of IBM, everything you can get out of IBM, you will never get out of IBM. So that's about IBM values. So before the break, we need to cover one more item. So let me take you through the IBM Corporate Trust and Compliance. Why is compliance and ethics important to any business?
So you don't end up inside.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point.
But there are 2 pieces of legislation, the Foreign and Corrupt Practices Act of the US and the UK Bribery Act, which can both jail me if I behave in an unethical way.
Okay,
And being conscious of those doing business in Africa is very important to me.
absolutely,
I
yeah.
don't want to end up in a jail either in Africa or the US or the
Yes.
UK.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important.
Absolutely. Are you from US?
No, I'm from UK.
UK, okay.
But the UK government enacted the Bribery Act about 2 years ago, and it's got the same kind of far-reaching authority, jurisdiction as the FCPA.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Practically, how do you deal with that?
Sorry? How do you deal with it?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
We're up against it.
I don't know.
Or companies that are
I don't know.
engaging with it.
I take some heart from the fact that we have an office in Nigeria, we have an office in Kenya, Angola, all the rest of it, and they do business. So there must be some way of doing business that's acceptable to the local business culture and to IBM. I shall find out.
Yeah. So doing business in Africa is a big risk.
Well, it's a challenge, but
It's-
that's why I took the job, because it's exciting. It's an
Yeah.
exciting challenge.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So you all know that IBM is very much process-oriented company. For everything there is a written process. So an ethical business culture can company performance, employee pride, satisfaction, reduce corporate misconduct, direct financial penalties. Company performance, focus on business ethics enhances performance and reduce non-financial costs.
Sorry, I didn't understand that graph on the right.
On the right side, the graph it
Percentage
says
of companies experiencing different types of non-financial costs. So is that 54% of them experience a reduction in staff morale if the company behaves unethically? Is that what that says?
percentage of companies experience different types of non-ethical costs.
And 43% have a damaged brand if
Brand
they...
reputation, yeah,
Is that it?
yes.
Okay.
And 42% business relations. So this is the PricewaterhouseCoopers Global Fraud and Economic Crime Survey shows this. Increase the length of time a company spends earning above average financial returns. Yeah, this is what our chairman said. Of all the challenges raised by globalization, perhaps the most fundamental thing is trust. Trust the globally integrated enterprise. So currently IBM's brand value is $69.9 billion. It is only second to Coca-Cola.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And McDonald's?
I will show you.
Their brands
I will show you a chart.
right up there.
This is the 2011 ranking
Okay.
of the top 100 brands. So in the year 2011, IBM has been in this ranking in the second place for the past 4 years constantly in a row. And in 2011, IBM's ranking has increased 8%, and it closed the gap between the first and second.
Is Apple in that top 10? Can you scroll down?
Yes,
Can you scroll down?
I took only the 10 here.
I have the list here. Apple's not.
Apple's 8, according to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Apple is in number 8 position. But Apple has grown a lot in 2011, 58% up.
Yeah.
But I don't think maybe in 2012 they may not go that much up.
If the share price is anything to go by, then they will.
Yeah. So you can see Microsoft, they went 3% down in 2011. But Google has really gone up. So
So we only need one more year of the same performance and we'll overtake Coca-Cola.
Yeah, if we perform better in
That's
2012.
mathematically right, isn't it? I think. If we grow by 8% and they grow by 2, we'll become the #1 brand.
Yeah.
According to these rankings.
According to those rankings.
According to what?
According to that specific ranking on that website.
Ah.
Interbrand. These are interbrand rankings.
Yeah, interbrand,
The
yes.
on some of the other rankings, Apple is already ahead of IBM.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 2 months ago I think they edged out IBM.
Ah, that is which?
2011.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Huge success, iPads.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's an interesting statement down at the bottom of that slide. What I can't quite understand the context in why that suddenly appears. The majority of African countries have corruption.
Yes, this in one of the course which the Trust and Compliance Officer for MIA, who came here for train us, so she said that majority of African countries have corruption, which is true. In the corruption rate, they are higher than any other countries. So, like Nigeria.
I'm not arguing with whether or not it's factual, but it
Yeah.
just seems a strange place to make a statement like that.
Yeah, because IBM has a global brand to consider, and if people of those countries do corruption, it affects our brand globally.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well, only if we participate, of course, which we won't.
Yeah. So in one of the recorded picture, not picture, it's an interview with our MIA general manager, Green. In South Africa. So it was posted on the W3. So there was a question asked him that if IBM is involved in any of these corruption thing by any of our business partners, or if they pull IBM into any of this. So the Cream said, we prefer to lose that business rather than going into the corruption case. So whether even if the business of $100 million, we leave that. We don't want any business through any corrupted way. Yeah, the actions of the few impact the entire company if something happens like that. So governing rules and principles, it goes like this: laws, corporate policy letter, business conduct guidelines, corporate directives and instructions, business unit guidance. So if anybody got any doubt about the business conduct guidelines, which all of you must have signed at the time you joined. So if you are making any deal with any of the clients, business partners, and if it's doubtful that is it violating the IBM's business guidelines, you can always check with your manager and with the legal to make sure that.
And do we have an ethics office somewhere?
In South Africa.
In South Africa?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have our legal consultants here.
Yeah, yeah.
So they are the best people here to locally give you guidance. So you must have heard about why companies like Enron and all failed and gone. It's because they don't have very strict written business conduct guidelines like IBM. And I had the Trust and Compliance Officer from MIA when she came here. She talked even about Siemens. Siemens in the Middle East, they fall into some bribes of big amount for the past 10 years, and which has been later identified, and they had to pay all the billions of dollars.
Is that why they don't have an office here anymore?
No.
It's 'cause they got
They shifted to Jebel Ali.
Oh.
They moved to Jebel Ali. Yeah.
No, Siemens Business Services got taken over by Atos Origin. That's why they went out of Building 6.
What did you say, Siemens?
Siemens Business Services
Yeah,
got taken over by Atos Origin,
that's another company.
a French company, yes.
Ah, I
They
see.
they acquired the whole company in return for a $750 million outsource of Siemens IT.
Oh, I see.
It was back to back.
Mm. So that's probably only one part of the Siemens.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it's a small part,
Small
but
part.
that's why they've gone from that building.
Ah, okay.
No, I mean, the Siemens Corporation is
Yeah,
enormous.
it's a huge
Yeah,
one.
they
Yeah.
make nuclear power stations and all that nonsense.
Yes. Okay, did anyone of you heard about the Sarbanes-Oxley Act in IBM?
Yes, quite a lot.
You heard?
Sarbanes-Oxley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For the
So,
last 10 years.
yeah,
Every time you do a deal review.
yes. So that is also one of the thing where IBM ensure that every business which IBM does is as per the guidelines, and it has written policies, and every functions business is being audited. So all of us have to be very, very, very honesty and integrity and trust whenever we deal with any of such business. Business conduct guidelines mirror securities laws requirements. Recording, reporting, and retaining information. Authority to make IBM commitments. Accounting and financial reporting laws. There's a lot of contents in this. Again, in the course which the MIA officer held here, she has given an example that if by chance when you deal with your clients or competitors, if somehow by mistake the competitor's price came to you through any source, you should not utilize for your business win. You have to immediately report to your manager and to the legal, and through the proper source you inform your competitor about this and return it, and if needed we agree with them that we withdraw from that proposal. So that is what the MIA compliance officer have taught us. That's the way IBM moves. United States Foreign Corrupt Practice. This is what you said earlier.
10 years.
FCPA.
Yep.
Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. It's the United States anti-bribery law that applies to IBM's activities around the world. So with such a strict anti-corruption perspective, you know, IBM is doing business in Africa. So it is really tough, you can imagine, in countries like Nigeria, Lagos, a lot of corruptions. Even our own employees, the employees in those countries needs to be properly trained and guided properly in order to get out of this kind of corruption, because the chances of corruption are tremendous over there. If, okay, business conduct guidelines, you all must have read it completely, right? What is GCG?
GCG.
That is BCG.
Yeah.
GCG is what?
Government
Where is-
conduct, presumably.
GCC,
Is it government conduct guidelines?
yeah. Okay, GCG, yeah?
Yeah. Is it written somewhere?
You can touch with what?
Yeah, I think so, because it's talking about relations with government employees. So providing education, transportation, meals, entertainment to other things of value to government employees or those who act on the government behalf. So this is not acceptable. You must not give money or a gift to any official or an employee of the government entity. So it is.
Interesting use of the word foreign. Does that mean, and going back to the FCPA, which is of course Foreign Corrupt Practices Act,
Yeah.
I assume that there is a Domestic Corrupt Practices Act which has been passed in the US, but I've never heard of it. It only ever applies to dealing with non-US officials.
Mm-hmm.
Seems slightly xenophobic.
So IBM is very serious about avoiding the bribes and kickbacks in any of its business. And if any IBMer is involved in any of this bribery case, its fines, imprisonment of company and its individuals will be the result. Willful blindness. It's very interesting. To the actions of a third party can be sanctioned as if IBM actively supported the corrupt action. So how many of you are directly involved with clients and business outside? You are there? And you?
I'm going to Nigeria next week.
Ah, okay, so be careful. And are you also dealing with the clients face to face?
Not at the moment. I was at Cleveland Clinic for a few months last year.
Ah,
Not at
okay.
the moment.
Okay, BCG's mirror antitrust competition law requirements. Competing in the field. Relationship with other organizations. So sometimes, people who work with other company or coming from other backgrounds, they sometimes think that I can take my client for dinner and get the business. So these things are not possible in IBM. Giving gifts or giving dinner or giving parties, getting the business is not acceptable for IBM. It's written that offering coffee up to $25 to a client is fine, but not anything above that amount. Business conduct guidelines, personal interest requirements, using inside information and insider trading. IBM will not tolerate the improper use of inside information, conflicts of interest, assisting a competitor, competing against IBM, supplying IBM, using IBM's time and assets, receiving gifts. So no IBMer should receive any gifts from the clients and get into the deal. Gift of nominal value up to $25 is an exception. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Take care of this during your career with IBM. And be careful not to drop it. Azza, it's time for a break.
I think so. Yeah, we got to have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I have to do a conference call at midday, so I need
What time around?
midday, from midday
1
to
o'clock?
12:30. Midday, 12 o'clock.
12.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So I need to step out of here at about 5 to 12.
Okay. Yeah.
That's with Libya.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Another interesting place, yeah?
Absolutely. So are we having a break?
Yeah, now it's
Just grab your coffee.
break.
Coffee?
Water? No, I think there's coffee as well here, no?
No,
We don't have coffee.
not here.
In the IC we have.
No, the managers pay for that.
Oh, here, imagine they're not paying. Here they are more than there. There's a machine, I think, in the back.
Yeah, I think on the.
So I think we have only one.
John, did you work for Injazan?
No. They work for IBM actually on
I'm
they
keeping looking at that.
supply a lot of services to they've got a big data center in Abu Dhabi, so they
Yeah, no, I was part of the EDS team.
I don't know. TDIC talked about using them, but we never actually did. We looked at it a few times. And then, so you've been here for a while, have you?
No. I had responsibility for the EDS in the UK. I used to go to Abu Dhabi.
Right.
Quite frequently.
When was that?
Oh, 2004 to 2006. Right. Anyway, give Patrick a...
I've got it.